But men can be victims as well as perpetrators. And sometimes men need somewhere to turn to.
Hello, how you, Danny? Welcome to MFCC.
Give me some love.
Oh, we definitely
Pleasure.
some love.
Pleasure.
Actually, there's an awful lot of love for you in the room, so please come and meet the team.
OK. Hello, everybody. How are you all?
We're a feminist organisation, but not today.
I'm always happy to help.
This is Gary. Gary works at the Male Refuge. Want to come through, get a cup of coffee?
Absolutely. Lead the way, please.
The Male Refuge here in Newtown was revolutionary. The first of its kind in the UK when it opened nearly 20 years ago.
So Montgomeryshire Family Crisis Centre is an organisation. We've been going for over 40 years. It was very much a women's aid organisation. Then we realised children need support, and then men, because we had male victims who had nowhere to go. Back in 2006, when we thought, well, do we need a refuge? When we sat round and talked about it, we said, well, what is it we need? And of course, the only thing we knew was how we ran the women's refuge. We said, well, why don't we just make it a mirror image and see if it works? So the provision we've got for the men is a mirror image of the support we give for women.
Wow. So when you announced that you was going to open a male refuge, I mean, how did the sector react?
There was a couple of times I went to meetings and everybody would be rammed in one side of the room and I'd be sitting on my own. And I did go to one organisation for a training session and I wasn't allowed to have lunch with them.
No.
Yeah. I think at that time there was very much along the lines of we just don't believe women could be abusers.
Really?
But also there was a big scare that, hang on, there's only one pot of money for domestic abuse and that money's going to go, and it should go to women. Now, as the years went on, it has all changed, and everybody offers some kind of level of support for men. But I'm just going to be honest, the amount of money we do spend on male services is very small compared to what we spend on female.
We know that most domestic violence is by men, of course we do. But women are, you know, capable of it as well. I didn't realise how much it's going on. As a man, what do you do about it? Because we are physically stronger than women, so, you know, if a man is struggling with some domestic abuse at home by a woman, you can't go and tell people because it's fucking embarrassing.
So we're on the way now to the location. Obviously, it's a secret location, of course, it goes without saying. Tell me about some of the things that you've seen.
I've been shown the bruising and damaging that some of them have experienced, especially defensive wounds when they've been attacked by the perpetrator. There's a lot of wounds on the outside of their arms or they're holding themselves up.
Just trying to protect themselves.
To defend themselves.
Because in general, men are, you know, physically stronger.
Yeah.
So the idea that you would have to, you know, have to just suffer the beating.
They can't fight back.
No.
Because the minute they fight back, they know that that's going to be used against them. It's about domestic abuse. Doesn't matter what the gender is, it's domestic abuse, and it's a crime. And everyone deserves a good life, and everyone, you know, should be treated the same and have the same resources available to help and support them.
According to the latest government stats, just over 29% of domestic abuse victims, including both violence and coercive control, are men. But only 6% of refuge spaces are available for male victims.
So this is the way we bring new clients in.
So you'd never bring them in through the front door, Gary?
No. It's secure there with a lockable gate, obviously.
Right.
So we bring them in through the back door and then we always make sure it's locked. The back door is always locked for security. This is the communal kitchen. Good for the men to get together.
Yeah. How many people can you have here at one time?
We've got 4 bedrooms.
OK.
So we can have 4 adults and 3 children. Currently, we've got 2 people in the property, but we could have a phone call tomorrow and they'll be full.
Always ready, waiting to
Always ready,
take
yeah.
someone on, OK.
Gary's arranged for me to meet a couple of the geezers he's helping. This man had been sleeping rough after escaping his violent partner.
I really appreciate you talking to me. I didn't realise these places existed, all right? So tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, I was with a girl down in West Wales.
Yeah.
A lot of problems, like you're drinking a lot. Drinking to blackout, like if she went out on a bender, she'd come back screaming, shouting, hit with things thrown at you, ornaments, all sorts. Police had been called out by neighbours. She'd say, oh, it's him, he's pulled my hair or...
And 9 times out of 10, the police are going to believe the
Yeah.
woman over the man.
The last time they did arrest me, took me to the police station for the night. But then she was phoning up all night. They told her which station I was in. And she was back on my case as soon as I got out of there. Like, part of it, you know, you feel sorry for them and you think, oh, I can help sort you out and all that, but it just got worse and worse.
This man and his son came to the refuge in fear for their lives and are now in the process of reintegrating into the community.
And so you came in with your son?
Yeah.
And tell me how you ended up here.
Well, the wife was having episodes, shall we say, and she was getting more and more frightening.
So what sort of stuff, you know, was you scared of your life? I mean, what...
Oh, we were sleeping with our clothes on.
Why?
In case something happened. We were sleeping in shifts. The money was a big issue. I mean, I was trying to save money to pay the bills. And she was spending it, and then she was having a go at me because there was no money.
Because there was no money, yeah.
If I said, no, you can't have that money because I want to pay the bills, she would say I'm abusing her because I'm withholding money.
So what's this place give you? And I mean, what stage are you at with this process?
It gave us hope, you know, it gave us company, it gave us safety. It gave us somewhere where we could think, where would we go from here? You know, the staff here are great, people are great, you know, got a new future.
You're sort of come back on the other side now.
I'm beginning to come back on the other side now.
Thankfully, here they take men seriously as victims and as responsible parents. All too often, deeply ingrained notions of masculinity either prevent male victims from being believed or stop them from asking for help in the first place. It's fucking revelation to me that, you know, some men just have to go and hide and take their kids and, you know, hide away somewhere. And they were broken, man. They was on their fucking knees. It gave me a bit of heart that there are some people out there trying to do something about it, but there should be places for men to go to, because they'll end up with men snapping and doing something fucking stupid because they've got nowhere to go or talk to anyone about it.
It's a big step for a man to admit that he's been abused by a woman. And one young lad in particular, he related a story where he plucked up enough courage, he'd had enough. He went to the police, made a complaint, and the police officer said, "You want to grow yourself a set of balls, son?"
You think there's a lot of men out there that don't come to these places because they're embarrassed, their pride?
I think they're the youngsters of today are more aware that there is help, but people that say my age, it is like a macho thing, and I can't
masculinity, see?
Yeah, I can't cry for. How will my mates react when I tell them my wife's abusing me? I know what they'll say to me. Man up, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Sort it out. That's the wrong advice.
Of course it is.
That's what society expects of men. You know, if you really do scratch the surface, man up, grow a pair of bollocks. I mean, it's very confusing, isn't it? Okay, yeah, maybe I should be a man about it. What, and go home and give her a fucking clump? What? It's very, you know, what does that actually fucking mean?